Hey, Jared, congrats, man, on the win. So you fought at heavyweight, light heavyweight, now middleweight. How do you feel in there as a 185er?
Light as a feather. No, I felt good in there, full of energy. I would say essentially the same as at light heavyweight. I feel I'm in perfect shape. I'm in better shape, more abs, more muscles, more ripples and stuff for the camera. But yeah, it's just this just a result of all the work we're putting in. So yeah.
So you said it was an easy weight cut. How much did you actually cut? And this was fairly short notice, was it? Was it not? Fairly
It was
short,
2 weeks earlier
camp?
than my originally scheduled bout.
Right.
As far as my active weight cut, day before, what was it? 8 pounds, which was easy. I can lose like 9 pounds in an hour. 30 in the bath, 30 in the burrito, 9 pounds easy. I sweat profusely, so as long as I'm hydrated, I can make it.
Does it feel like this is going to be your home now for a little bit?
Yeah, yeah. Well, we will see what happens with my body. If I keep losing, I still have a little bit more fat to lose. If I can lose a lot more fat, and then again, 70 is a long way away from 85. So I think 85 would be as low as I'll go. That'll be my hula limit right there.
Beating someone like David Branch, obviously contender, former 2-division champ at WSF. What does that mean, and where does that put you in the division now, you think?
What does it mean to me? It means a lot. Beating somebody of that caliber is definitely a what's the word? I wouldn't say it reassures me because I have all the confidence in the world. If anything, it's just me letting the world know that, hey, I may have, everybody wins, everybody loses, but, I'm good. So that's pretty much it. Let everybody know that I'm good enough to be in here with the very best in the world.
Takedowns were a big part of round one. How did you adjust to that moving into round two, and how did you feel on the bottom in round one?
I felt unthreatened at all. As you saw, I didn't spend too much time on the bottom, Only thing people can do if they're on top of me is hold me down. Because as soon as they try to gain leverage to land some shots, I'm getting up. I train at the best gym in the world, and they know that I'm a predominant striker, so they're going to close up all the holes in my game, which is essentially grappling, wrestling, which is what people think is a hole in my game. But maybe it's me playing possum. Who knows? But I got up. He can take me down, but I'm gonna get up. And if I can't get up, you ain't gonna be able to hit me. So again, I've said this before in other interviews. If I get taken down, I'm gonna get up. If I end up on top, fight's over, as you saw.
What do you think is next for you moving forward? Do you want to call out anybody or whatever Dana gives you?
What's next for me is I'm going to go home, I'm going to kiss my wife, hug my kids, and I'm going to go back to the gym Monday and get right back to work, getting better. That's the only thing that concerns me is getting better, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm the best, but I will say that I am continuing to get better. And as far as who is next for me, again, I don't get paid to make matches. I get paid to fight. So I'm going to leave that up to whoever else want to do that matchmaking.
Jared, I think you said in the cage you credited your wife for helping you with the weight cut, making it easy. Was she cooking? What did she do?
Well, she cooks it, I eat it. So she wasn't cooking a lot of fried chicken and T-bone steaks and stuff, She said, you're going to have a salad today. I get a little grumpy about, salad? But, I guess I've developed a taste for them. Vegetables are good, fruit is good. And so, yeah, I let her be disciplined for me, So she makes the food and I'll eat it.
Was there a little bit of a lifestyle change in that regard?
Not necessarily, no. Again, she cooks it, I eat it. So she, made the adjustment. Hey, if you're gonna go down to 85, you're gonna have to eat this, you're gonna have to eat that. And she's smart too, She actually did some studying, figuring out what I should eat, when I should eat it. I went to the PI. They gave us a good plan on when to eat certain foods that would help my body adjust and burn more fat and be more effective, have more energy and not get drained from trying to lose weight and stuff. So I felt great. I felt great throughout the entire camp. You know, I don't feel weak at all. I'm as strong as ever. I'm as fit as ever. So yeah.
Hey, does coming down from the higher weights give you extra confidence when you come into the fight at this weight?
No, man. A middleweight is only a light heavyweight who's very disciplined. You know, they just cut more weight, I feel. Branch definitely felt strong in there. You know, he had a good clamp on him. Had a good clamp, especially when he locked his hands. But there is, you know, the advantage of them not being, you know, 20 pounds heavier on fight night. And, of course, Branch had a reach advantage. He had like a half-inch or inch reach advantage. You know, he's a little bit taller. But most of the other guys at middleweight aren't 6'4" and 80-inch reaches and stuff. So that's, you know, for future fights, that's an advantage I definitely will take. That's something I definitely will take advantage of, is not having that size disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. In terms of what's up next for you, dream scenario, what would you like 2019 to look like for you?
Wins. Okay. Getting better, okay? And that's going to translate into wins and $1 million contract, maybe $1 million sponsorship, you know? Everybody's getting Popeyes and Carl's Jr.'s, which really isn't conducive to fighting. So I don't know, man. So if there's any high-profile sponsors that want, you know, ripped abs on their billboards and stuff like that, you know, hit me up. You know, I'm at the Killer Gorilla MMA on Instagram and Twitter, so hit me up.
Can I ask you, I overheard before you came on stage speaking to Mr. Henderson, black and white socks and about energy. Can I ask what that's about?
Well, it's a, as far as black and white socks, it's a different thing. It was about, it's about energy, vibration, sending and receiving energy, which is essentially what martial arts is. My opponent gives his energy and he receives the energy, and I do the same thing. It's a very deep, comedic, ancient Egyptian, ancient African sciences and stuff that a lot of people don't know anything about. So, that's essentially where, you know, I've been changing my spiritual system. You know, I've gotten back to my roots, you know, where I've come from, where my ancestors come from. And again, I thank those two gentlemen in the cage, those two names that I dropped in the cage, Jamar Milton and Young Pharaoh. Those two have really opened my eyes to certain truths that aren't being taught, especially here in the Western world. So, you know, I'm taking all this information, all this energy, and ingraining it into myself, and I'm using it, you know. And as you guys saw, I received his energy. I gave my energy. You know, we did the dance, and thank goodness I came out victorious. And hopefully it was enough to receive a bonus. Are you serious? Give me that. Hang on, here we go. Boom. Man. So yes, oh yes. I don't even know what to say.
Real quick, I don't know if you know, when you enter the cage, you were mimicking?
No, I wasn't mimicking.
Insulting him?
I wasn't insulting. I wasn't mimicking. When a dog walks down the street and he smells another dog is pissed right here in his territory. So when I love Israel, I'm a huge fan of his. Okay, no insult, no disrespect. Okay, but when he walks in the cage, that's his thing. That's his cage. When I walk into the cage, the octagon, that's my octagon. So I'm going to mark my territory and make my presence known. So whoever else walks in there, they can get a whiff of that well-hydrated piss, and they'll know that the Killer Gorilla has been here. I regret my question. So it's not a mimic. I don't mimic anybody. I do what I do. This is me. That's all me. That's real. I ain't playing no games. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. You know what I'm saying? It was just, that's what dogs do. No, I wasn't calling them out. That's what dogs, if people know how dogs act, then they wouldn't, you know, read too much into it. But people don't, people like to, you know, put their little things into it, you know. I respect them, you know. If we end up fighting, we'll end up fighting. It's just another person who I'm going to be fighting. You know, like I always say, anybody, anytime, anywhere. And I'm going to prepare the best I can for whoever. For everybody, as a matter of fact. For the very best, that's who I prepare for. And the very best and the very worst is myself. So I'm here to be better than myself, not be better than anybody else. I'm trying to be better than the person I was yesterday. So everybody else, you know, get behind thee. You know, the most important thing is about me.
Hey, Jared, you were leaving the cage, and it looked like Dana grabbed you and he had a conversation with you. Like, what was going on, man? Is it something you can talk about? It seemed like he was having a pretty long conversation there.
Yeah, he was, when I first made my light heavyweight debut, Dana was excited at the performance that I put on. You know, he sees the potential. Dana has an eye for fights, as we all know. This is why he's the man who he is. And he was excited. And then he saw what I did here at middleweight. I excited him again. Evidently, you know, I got the bonus. So he's excited. He's, what's the word? Excited. But, you know, he understands sky's the limit, especially with my striking. You know, he was saying that if this kid can get some wrestling defense, you know, sky's the limit. You know, and as we saw tonight, you know, my wrestling has come a long way. Still has room for improvement, which is why I said Monday I'm getting right back into the gym. We're getting right back to work. I'm going to break down all the mistakes I made tonight, all the mistakes I've ever made. We're going to be better than I am tonight. Tomorrow I'm going to be better than I am tonight. And every day we're going to get better. And that's essentially our moniker, 1% better. It's everybody's moniker essentially, but that's what we say in our gym. You know, we're here to get better. We're not here to play around, so, yeah.
Any other questions, guys? Thanks, Jared.
Thank you.